what do you call it?
ICU?
No, OGB, whatever.
Obgyn?
Yeah.
Without you?
Yeah, I can't go. COVID sucks.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so he's got us recording. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay.
What time do you go live?
What do you mean, what time do we go live? We don't go live.
Oh.
We're live right now.
Oh, this is weird.
Why?
Just you and I?
Yes.
Is anybody watching us?
No one is watching us.
Well, that's not fun.
Yeah, this is okay, so for everyone that doesn't know you,
Yes, sir.
and know what you do, which I mean, if they follow me on my Facebook, then they know you.
Not for business.
You're my Jewish brother.
Oh, here we go. With
From
the
a Jewish
card.
mother.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's not racist or anything.
No, it's true. You're like I used to call Ryan DeGeneres. I used to call him a Jew, but Ryan's not Jewish.
No.
He's just cheap.
Wow.
But you,
That's just awkward.
you're the person who opened my eyes to Jewish culture.
There you go.
Yes. You're really probably the first Jewish friend that I've had. As weird as that is, being in Houston.
Well,
So
I'm glad I could be the first
you are.
and the last.
First and the last.
I don't share.
Yes. So why don't you tell people a little bit about Greg Slusky?
Hi, I'm Greg, and I'm an alcoholic.
That's racist.
Oh, wrong meeting. Greg Slusky, I've been in commercial real estate for, going on 19 years.
Yeah.
Been handling the retail side of commercial, not industrial or office or flex. I do 98% commercial retail development. So between finding locations for national and local retailers, to developing land, to buying old buildings that are on land and retrofitting or reconverting or demoing and putting somebody else and making it fresh and cool. And started with a company 19 years ago and worked for them for 5 or 6, left them, started
Which
another
company?
That was Weitzman Group, which is I got started in there. I just did project leasing, meaning I'd put my sign up on somebody's shopping center and make cold calls and do that kind of thing and try to fill them up with tenants. And then I left them and we started a company here in Houston from Dallas. We brought the parent company here called The Retail Connection. I worked with them for about 4, and then I've been on my own for about 11.
So tell me a little bit about your first years coming out. You have some really good stories.
Poor.
Yeah.
I think the first year.
When did
poverty.
Yeah. When did you hit your overnight success?
That's a loaded question. Oh, in real estate. My bad, Curtis. Overnight success was, I think, my second year in. I got lucky.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me
I
about
don't know if I got lucky. I was in Alvin, Texas. I had this shopping center.
This is such a good story.
Dog crap. I mean, the center was awful. Like, I think we had an old movie rental guy. We had a nail guy, a donut guy. We had a vacant box that was a Kroger back in the day, a.k.a. K-Rajas. We had a call center in an old Sam's or an old Walmart. The center was just awful. And I would go down to Alvin about every other week just to meet with the city and say, hey, I'm Greg. We know who you are, Greg. You've been in here 100 times. Well, just in case somebody calls and they need some retail space, we have it. Lo and behold, I get a phone call from some guy who is starting a bank. And he wanted to be the local bank of Alvin, and he ended up leasing the space in the shopping center. The shopping center hadn't had one lease in like 5 years. It was nuts. I mean, it's just been sitting there, and it was garbage.
Weren't you like somewhere in Houston whenever he called you, and then you had to race all the way?
Oh, that was a second. That was my Chinese guy. I'll tell you about that next.
Yeah.
So anyway, we ended up doing the deal, and I looked like a hero in the company. And following that, there was this guy from Dallas who had a tract of land here, and I got a hold of him next to a very busy Walmart in Katy, next to Katy Mills Mall. And he owned the land next door. And I kept calling him saying, hey, let me help you develop this and put in tenants and do all this stuff. He's like, why should I give it to you? And I said, well, I have nothing better to do with my time. I said, I'll make phone calls, blah, blah, blah. He says, done. So I put my signs up, and we're cold calling everybody, and I get a hold of Payless Shoes, and they want to do a deal, and Subway wants to do a deal. And a few weeks into it, I get this phone call from this guy who could barely speak English, who has since been my client for the last 19 years. His name is Min. And Min, which I call Min the Master, but that's a different story. Min calls and says, hey, are you Greg? And I couldn't figure out what the dude was saying. I'm like, yes, I'm Greg, I think. And blah, blah, blah. And he says, I'm standing in Katy. Come open door. And I'm like, I'll be there in 30 minutes. Don't leave. Haul ass to Katy, meet this guy. He ends up leasing like 7,000 feet for a Chinese buffet. And I have since done about 12 deals with him over the course of the last 19 years. Actually, we have 2 right now working, so it's kind of fun.
What would you say is your superhuman power?
Superhuman power? Like,
yeah, what makes you more successful than anybody else? Because I know what it is.
It's relationships. Everything we do it's personality and relationships.
No.
Oh, I think it is.
You are great at relationships. Because, I mean, for 19 years and you and Min, and you give everyone nicknames, and we are very, you and I both have, in our group, we both have the most boisterous personalities.
That's because we're redheads.
That is true.
That is true.
And we're both type A's, even though Brian claims that he was.
Is his name Brian or Donkey? I'm still trying to figure that out.
I still remember being on the boat and us all having this conversation about being type A, and we were trying to control the radio, and Tommy wouldn't let us because it was his boat. And Brian's
you have
like,
to have EDM on your boat, or else, or EMO, whatever.
And remember, Brian was like, I'm a type A, and we all turn around and look, and we go, you ain't a type A, you're a type B.
Yeah, maybe even a
Get
C
out of this
for him.
conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think your superhuman strength is you don't take no. No doesn't affect you.
Yeah, there is no in any of this. In anything, in any real estate regime, there is not a no. There's always it's either a why or a yes, or did I dig deep enough? Did I figure it? What did I not do? How can I? You learn from those mistakes, not asking the right questions with certain people. And I won't give up. I'm working a deal right now.
I think that's your phone, by the way.
And no, I put mine on. Oh, it is probably. I'll turn it off. My bad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I am waiting on a call that's very important to me. I will tell you that we're working a deal right now, and it's gotten a little fishy because there's the person next to us is saying we can't use some of their parking, and we're trying to deed it over, and they don't want their employees walking across like a drive aisle. They think they're going to get hit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not giving up. So I'm trying to rework the plan, trying to figure it out. And it's between 2 national major, huge, the Goliath of our industry, which is Walmart, and the neighboring tenant. So we're having some issues, but I'm not giving up. But I'm on my final straw. We'll see what happens. If I salvage the deal, it will be great. If I don't, at least I tried every avenue I knew how to try.
I think you and I have talked ourselves into a lot of things, a lot of great things in our life. You getting into the Astros after party on the championship.
Epic story, by the way.
Yeah,
and your good friend still pissed off at me that I got in.
Yeah. You, I just. In your personal, the podcast is about nailing it, right? Your personal, your business, and your finances. Like, I think that you've done a great job in your business.
Thank you.
And you created a lifestyle for yourself. You got the boat, the membership to the Houstonian, where I think you've done. How many deals have you done out of the Houstonian? Any?
Debatable, 1 or 2, but nothing. I don't think
nothing to write.
I knew.
Not like Tommy. Tommy really used that as kind of like his stepping stone to get in there.
Absolutely, he did.
Yeah,
and he's still doing it.
And now in your real life, you're killing it. You're nailing it.
We're trying to. We're nailing it.
Yeah. You're engaged.
I am.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
Yes, it is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We never thought that you would get engaged.
Well, I switched sides a long time ago, so.
Well, it wasn't just the side switching. It was your innate ability to we never went anywhere where you didn't get up out of the seat and go talk to someone who had a dog.
Well, that was always my shoe in. That was an easy conversation.
Yes, and let me show you my picture of my 3 dogs or my 2 dogs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
It worked a lot.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. So where do
non-invasive way to pick up women. Let me see your dogs.
Right. For people who are watching this who are in real estate or in some sort of outside sales deal, where do you think that these people are, or what advice would you give them on taking no?
No's not an answer. But no shouldn't be an answer in anybody that's successful's life. I don't care who they are. Elon Musk, he's blown up SpaceX how many times and he's still doing it. It's not a no. You can't give up unless you're on Shark Tank and Cuban or Larry just say, you're dead to me, peace out.
Yeah.
No, but if you believe in something, there is no no. It's, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's business, personal, life. You can't, no is a cop-out. Unless it's a hard no. There's a difference. There is a definite no. You don't want to go touch a fire. That's probably a no. You don't want to run, those kinds of things. But in business and in life, no's not really no's an excuse. Nobody wants an excuse. People that are positive, people that are successful, people that have good business, you're the same way. If you're building a house, remodeling a house, putting in a pool, whatever it is for your client, if the client says to you, "Hey, I want a certain decking on my deck for my new pool," you don't say no.
No, I have a phrase.
You say, "Great.
No.
What would you like?" You just said no. There is no no.
My phrase is always, "We can do anything that you would like. It only costs money."
That's it. Everything costs money.
Yeah.
But if you want it done a certain way, or it may not cost money, it may just be, okay, hey, how can I trade a little here and give up here, but save some here in that case scenario, or how do we move things around in those kinds of things?
So your creative strategy for finding common ground, that's what I would think that you're saying.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So if you have to give a little to get, fine. Maybe it does cost you money, but is it worth it to spend the money to get what you want? That's where that's the commercial.
You know what Boutros calls it?
I can't wait to hear.
He says you have to hang the bait low enough where the dog can jump and grab it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because after the dog jumps once and you pull it away, the dog won't jump again.
You're done.
Right.
Yeah, or when the dog catches the rabbit at the dog track, their career is over.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's the same way. No is not an answer. It's always like, okay, let me see if I can revisit this. Let me see if I can make sure that I did everything I could for myself, if it's me, or for my client, if it's one of my many clients that I work with. How can I make sure that I exhausted every single avenue that I could exhaust? And if I miss something, that's when I lean on people that are in my business. I may call a friend. I may call the tenant and say, hey, here's what I did. Here's the paper trail. Here's what we tried to knock out. Can you think of anything else? Did I miss anything? Because these people have been in business a long time too. Somebody knows the answer. And if we can't find it, and then it becomes a real no, it's not really a no. It's, okay, great. Where's the next opportunity? We've exhausted that one. It didn't work. We still want to do more deals if it's a tenant or whatever, and I'm trying to find them locations. We'll just move to the next deal. So we may have lost one, but we exhausted it, and we tried everything we could to put them on that piece of property, if you will.
So what's the biggest barrier to entry right now for people wanting to get into commercial?
It takes a long time to ramp up. There is no barrier. Anybody can get into it.
Okay, time.
Yeah,
time would be the barrier to entry.
Time is the barrier, and then, a lot of people that jump into this business go into it, they think, oh, I'm going to go make $100,000 my first year. Well, that's just, it may happen. You may get lucky. I mean, it's very possible. I didn't make more than.
No, we can say shit.
Oh, my bad.
This is on the Spotify airways, not on the
not on
the radio show anymore.
Well, GF, never mind. So at the end of the day, I tried. When I got in, I think the first year I made like $18,000, and to survive at $18,000 as a 30-year-old person or 29-year-old person, it was rough, and I left a high-paying job to do it. So, but I took a major hit in business.
Give people a idea of what the scale is of. So your first year is 18.
You may make 20, 25 now. It depends on what firm you go to and what side of the business you get on. I always tell people to try to go into leasing first. Go work with a firm that's got tons of listings. If you want to get into office, go work for a huge company that's got a ton of listings with office space, vacant space, where you can shadow somebody for a while and learn from them and learn how to negotiate the art of the deal and ultimately learn how to ink the deal.
Are you hiring?
No, I am a one-man shop, sir.
Yes.
I have a glorified assistant that does all my paperwork and all that stuff, and she's on every conference call with me. She's on every email with me. She's on all my transactions. She's transaction coordinator, for lack of a better word, but it's just basically me and her, and that's it. I'm a small boutique firm. I used to work for those big guys. I tried to do all that. I can't. I got to be on my own. But I've had people come to me and said, hey, I want to come to your shop and work underneath your umbrella, but I'm not feeding anybody. I won't feed people because I don't put my signs up on Targets and Walmarts, and that's just not what we do. We do small stuff.
Yeah.
Very
You're
small.
Shepherd. You're Shepherd in Durham.
Well,
smaller retail.
that's too expensive for my blood. I like to go to the burbs. I like to go to the burbs. I'm a burb guy.
I will tell you.
I'm just not going to live in the burbs, sir.
Well, if people drive down 105 in Conroe, a lot of that retail was Greg Slusky.
Yeah, I've done some stuff out in Conroe.
Yeah.
And in Willis, and I mean all over. So yeah.
Where would you say that just being persistent in one area has led to?
The success that I've had, period. Somebody goes, oh, you want to help me with my office development, or you want to help me lease? No. You want to help me lease a mixed-use building, rooftops on top and retail below? No, the answer is no. It's not what I do. Right.
You're really good at saying no to the things that you don't like or not good at.
Not good. No, thank you.
I would say that's a really
that's a hard no. That's when you can say no.
Yeah, that's a really good strength of yours. You say no a lot to the things that you don't like or that you don't want to do.
Well, it's like anything else, like basketball players, right? You and I love the NBA. It's probably our favorite sport together. Okay, we talk about the NBA more than any two people on the face of the planet. I don't think I can name 15 NBA players. Just
I don't think I can name 5.
Okay, we're on the same page. All right, the NBA to me is garbage, but that's just a different topic. The point is that an NBA guy plays basketball, and they are very good at their craft. Okay, Michael Jordan was arguably the best basketball player to ever live.
He went to go play baseball.
Right, and what happened?
He did really great.
Yeah, not really. He did
great.
He did okay.
He was great.
Sure, how great? So great that he got...
He's like 289. He was hitting great.
What else? Anything else?
No, he would have made it.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he would have made it.
All right, maybe Michael Jordan's an anomaly.
No, I would just say that there are people out there like Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders or Michael Jordan.
Very select few.
Or LeBron, but not everybody is like that.
Correct. That's what my point was.
And I think
you double up on something.
I'm going to go back to something else that you said, or something I alluded to at the beginning. The big deal is I think the reason why you're a one-man show, or the reason why you say no to everything else, is you've created a lifestyle for yourself that has a lot to do with availability to be on the water. Greg's a lake junkie, founding member. And I think that being on the water, having freedom to travel, creating your own schedule, all of that stuff,
but you could do that doing you could do that with your feet.
I don't know. Can you be as successful? Can you be as successful and have the same amount of time and do both things?
Probably, but you would need more people to do it. My point is, there's very few people that can run a lot of things and be very good at all of them, right? Most people in our business, either you're on residential
or you're on commercial
or you're on some aspect of commercial.
Yeah.
And residential has more aspects, in my opinion, than the commercial industry versus there's some guys in commercial that do office, that do retail, they do it all. They're, very few, but they do it, and they're pretty good at it. Because at the end of the day, a building's a building is a building. A piece of property it's all the same stuff. You're just building different things on it. So at the end of the day, but when you're on the tenant side, which is 90% of my business is tenant driven, because I represent those tenants that are coming into the Houston and surrounding areas. I have to give them all my time. Okay? And that's why they still like me and use me, because I'm accessible, I'm easy, I can get a blah, 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 blah. So all those great things, yes, of course. But imagine if I had to lease the Galleria or some Walmart shopping center or some Kroger shop. Are you kidding me? You have to go put spreadsheets together. You got to do all this stuff for the landlords. They're institutional people. I'm not an institutional guy.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
I'm a boutique builder. You're a boutique.
It's the same thing.
You're a boutique commercial guy.
That's it.
Because what I think people love about me, who use me, not or for building, is that
we all use you, Curtis.
I know. And I think the reason why they like me or they use me is because they feel like they can. I'm easily accessible.
100%.
And I think you are the same way. And I've been in the car with you when you've taken a call from one of your clients, and it's not a call from one of your clients. That is key. A lot of people get into this business and they live by that phrase. It's not personal, it's business. And that's the biggest fucking lie that there is in real estate. Real estate is easy for anybody watching. Real estate is so easy if it wasn't for one thing. People.
Yeah, for sure.
People are the problem.
Yeah.
Building houses is easy. Right now, I've got 2 clients. They're great people. Husband and wife. They're both surgeons. I'm building their house in the middle of the historic heights. And everything that we have laid out on the plan has changed in one form or fashion. From the fireplace to the size of the windows to the finishes on the floors it just happens. And I tell them every time. They're like, can we do this?
Sure. Yeah.
It just costs money.
Every plan changes. It costs money. Don't change the plan.
Don't change the plan.
You want this thing to be done on time. You want it to be done right. We can change it.
Let's talk about changing
time,
plans.
Money,
Your big plan changed. I was on the phone with you when this all went down. I remember this. Tell everybody about the day
we went to the Astro game and called cheeseburger.
And they hit a home run on us.
And then he hit a home run.
No, not that one. Tell everybody about the day that you got the call during the pandemic and all of your business stopped. That was like the worst day of your life.
It was brutal. What are you going to do? Retail shut down.
Yeah.
They shut down my industry. I didn't know what I was going to do.
You had like 10 deals working at that time?
Oh, more.
Yeah.
More, way more. We had to put everything on hold. You stop. People didn't know what to do. And after my 50th phone call to whomever and all my clients, and a lot of them, about 50-60% of my clients are in some sort of fashion of food, whether it's coffee or chicken or whatever. It's all food. And I remember I called every single one of my clients, even guys I haven't spoke to or haven't done a deal in years. And I said, I feel I was in the restaurant business for 9 years. And I said, hey, this is going to be awful. And I'm so sorry. If there's anything you need me to go to your restaurants, help with coolers, help with whatever you need, you let me know and I'm in. You need whatever you need, I'm there. And when they started opening for to-go food and things like that, I made sure I went by almost every single one of their locations, and I would take a photo and be like, hey, I'm here, and, try to help out and I think that went a long way. I think people noticed that, hey, I was really sincere, not just because I made money from them doing deals, but it's people. These are people. These are people's lives. When somebody buys a house from you, right, and it costs, I'm just tossing out numbers, $2 million, all right? They go buy a $2 million house, custom house from you. If you don't put the nail in the right place and you don't if you make mistakes, you're not going to feel good about what you did for those people spending their hard-earned money on your project or what you put, urban, your company behind all that stuff.
Urban restoration.
Yeah. That's what they're paying for. And they're paying for you because they like you. If they didn't like you, one, they wouldn't work with you, without question. A client would not work with a builder or me if they didn't like us.
I think what you're saying is boutique requires a level of relationship.
100%.
Yeah.
Without question.
I think a lot of people in this real estate industry that I've seen and you've seen, they are number driven.
Without question. They're chasing the fee.
They're income dependent.
Absolutely.
Upon the relationship. The relationship means nothing without that.
It's actually backwards if you think about it. If they didn't think about the money's going to come,
right?
With whatever
or the money's going to go. Either way you look at it.
Truth, but if you you build a relationship first, you build a rapport, you build a trust, then you put paper to pencil, and then you knock it out and you go deliver what you said you were going to do, and then after that you get paid, no matter if it's commercial or residential. And then what happens, it's like a snowball effect. Oh my God, Curtis built me this amazing house and pool and did all my change orders and was just the most agreeable, fine, fun, just helped me.
He made the experience fun.
Pleasurable.
Right.
Because nobody wants to go build a custom house.
No one wants to build a custom house.
God, you want to shoot yourself.
You all say that you want to be builders. You all say you want to be in commercial real estate. I mean, think about his story. He just went back. I mean, you said 5 years you worked at one place, 4 years you worked at another. Yeah, Greg does. He makes good money. And that's why I was joking and said, when was your overnight success? Because it took 9 years to get overnight.
Yeah, for sure. It took a while.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I worked for the big companies, I was making good money, but nothing like great. I was making good money, which good money is good money. We all know that, but, it changes when you get that out of your mindset. And it was hard to do as a rookie because all you're thinking about is, last night I ate ramen. The night before I ate ramen. The night before I ate Ritz crackers or saltines with canned tuna. Well, after 25, 30 months of that stuff, it kind of gets old.
Yeah. Where would you say that not accepting no's in kind of living life the way that you and I both do, where would you say your dad's tragedy comes into that? How does that?
I don't know if I can relate those two together, but
what did that teach you? Greg lost his dad early on. How old were you?
11. Yeah, almost 10, going on 11. 2
Yeah.
months shy of my 11th. But there's not a day that goes by that you don't say, "Hey, I wonder if my dad would have done something like that," or and sometimes I'll have to call my mom. She's still around, thank God. But you call her and be like, "Hey." And, you always hear these stories. You're just like your dad. You're just like your dad. Your personality. You talk to everybody in the world. You don't care. You don't. If you piss somebody off, you pissed them off. Big deal, moving on. But, 99% of the time you don't. You can just talk to anybody, anywhere, at any time. People make fun of me because I go to a gas station and I know the people that work there by their first name.
But it's
the same place I go once or twice a week to get gas. So there you go.
And lotto tickets.
And lottery tickets. I do have an addiction.
Yeah.
It's better than crack cocaine.
My personal take is, I didn't have a good relationship with my dad. My mom died when I was 15. My dad died when I was, you know the story. We used to, our bunk beds at the lake house. Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Cliff note. I'm having a baby and my future wife just sent me this. So this is pretty cool. But keep talking. Sorry.
So you and I have shared the same room before and had multiple conversations.
Separate beds, 100%. Separate beds,
head to toe. As I would just say that the
bringing up bad stories, man. I don't want to go down that road.
I would just say that I think people misunderstand where the enthusiasm comes from. I think when you lose someone early in life, you have a zest for life that other people just don't have, because they're not thrust into that situation where it's like something you had is taken away.
Yeah, but you also can get stuck.
You can.
So I was stuck for many, many years.
Ooh, in what way?
Well, I was a 10-year-old boy in a 30-year-old body. So you get stuck, and then until somebody can pull that out of you.
What was what got you unstuck? Do you remember that?
Yeah, don't want to really talk about it, but yeah, a friend reached out and just said, "Look, you can't be running around in t-shirts your whole life and flip-flops. You got to step up your game a little bit." And it kind of opened my eyes to a bigger picture, and it's like, the past is the past. Let it go, move on, and I did. So when I was about 20. When I got out of the restaurant business, I was probably 26, I think. And then I did some piddly jobs, and then I was like, I'm moving on in life. I'm going to go figure this out. And I got an interview, and I sat down with guys in real estate and kind of liked the people. I think they liked me and my personality, and they thought I'd be a good fit for the office because, the high energy and all that, just they didn't have that. And, there were a bunch of, I call suits, they always wore suit and tie to work, and that wasn't my style. I had to wear slacks and a dress shirt, but that soon ended very quickly, just because it's not who I am. People don't work with you because you wear a suit and a tie.
No. They work with you because of who you are.
There you go, period. And what you could do for them. Who you are and what you do. They could like you, but if you don't give them value.
The value you bring.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's so funny. There was a article, or it was an article, but I read it, and it was asking some of the richest men, and it was men. Unfortunately, there was no women in it, but they were asking like Zuckerberg and the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett, and at the time Steve Jobs. I think I'm missing one other. I think it was Cuban, maybe, or somebody like that.
Or Curtis Worden.
Or Curtis W. Worden. Yes. So they had all these guys, and they were asking them, why do you wear the same thing every day to work?
Oh, yeah.
And
Steve Jobs, Zuckerberg, all those people.
Guys.
Yeah.
Why do you wear the same thing to work every single day?
It's one less thing I have to think about.
Don't have to think about it.
Yep.
And I arguably, except today because I'm here, but I wear the same thing every single day.
Lululemon.
Same underwear, never change it. Same socks, never change. I just wear workout gear every day. I don't have to think about it. I wake up in the morning, put on my workout gear, and I go to work.
You're at a point in life where that is what you do. Now, and I mean,
well, I don't think it's not I think it's more acceptable today than it was 10, 15 years ago.
Okay, so I'm going to say something that was life-changing. So, yes, I'm agreeing with you. That's the hardest thing. I would say that you get stuck. Okay, so you live this way. I lived the way that every day something's going to be taken away. So I become quick friends with people, and then I would burn down the relationship. I would do something that caused a massive amount of drama so that I could fulfill the prophecy that no one would love me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's 3 people in this world who have said something that was just like life altering for me. My youth minister, Brian Mashburn, the week after my dad died, I go back to church, and I was living with my youth minister at this time. I go back to church. Everybody was coming up to me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, your dad, blah, blah, blah. And I went home and I complained about it. And then he shook his finger in my face and he was like, when will you understand it's not about you? And I thought everything was about me because my dad had died and you should feel sorry for me. And he was like, those people are grieving too. You're their only conduit that they have to him. And they're just wanting to come and express love to you because that makes them feel better about losing him. And So I didn't understand that. So that was the first one. Second one was Chris Funk. And I did an interview with Chris Funk a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you watched the podcast. But I was dating this girl named Stephanie. Horrible girl. You know this situation because Trish works with her sister. So, I mean, she was... Anyway.
Horrible girl.
No, a horrible girl for me.
There you go.
For me.
There you go.
Great person, just not great for my situation. And he basically sat me down and he told me something that I'll never forget. And so I went through that with him. And then the third thing was you sat me down.
Yeah, I did.
In Conroe in front of all of our guy friends. And you sat there and you said to me, if I'm going to offer someone food on Thanksgiving, a full course meal, I'm inviting you over, and you chose to get up from my table and go out to the garbage can and eat the scraps, then you'll never be invited back.
Yeah, for sure.
And that moment to me, I had to end a relationship that was superiorly bad for me.
Awful for you.
It was awful. You walked with me that next week, and you kept accountability. You remember that long walk we did because we were going to Postino's.
I remember the whole thing from my house.
And then because of that situation, a year later, we're at July 4th for Brian's bachelor party, and then that's when Kendra messaged me out of the blue.
Oh, what? I forgot about that.
Yep. And that's when everything kind of, yep.
That was that day. I forgot.
That was that day.
That was.
And so it was strange how you kept saying, you and I were both in that situation where we were looking for something, and then both, you with Trish,
yeah, fell in your lap.
It just falls into your lap
when you stop looking.
Yeah.
Or when you share each other's apps and you're saying, "Hey, do you know this girl?"
Yeah. Yeah. What I would tell everybody is, if you go and if you
come on, that's funny. Hey, do you know her? I'm going out with her tomorrow. Well, I went out with her last week. Oh.
Yeah, that was the worst because we live like right down the street from each other, so we're both getting swipers from like the same circle of 10-mile radius.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was good times. Yeah, you said something that changed me, and then I would even piggyback and say Tommy over the last year when we both had it out over the James Harden situation.
Chop.
That one was pretty life altering, but I think that one thing that I've learned by being in this group of guys, one is that you're not safe. Everything is up for ridicule and harassment. So
sure.
You have to have thick skin. And number two is, in order to be a part of this group and to participate in the things, you have to level up your finances.
I wouldn't say that.
You do.
Yeah, it's ancillary. I'll tell you what is important, though. You just have to be yourself. And at the end of the day, we all love each other, and that's the only thing that matters, because we would all do anything for any of us. We'd all give our shirts off our backs. We would do anything. Me casa, su casa kind of mentality. But that goes back to everything you do in business.
It definitely does.
If you're not a deliverer and you don't have thick skin, and a client, a contractor, a client, Home Depot, they lose an order from you. You can't lose your pants at them. Maybe it wasn't their fault. Maybe it was somebody else. Maybe they didn't get. You just have to roll with the punches and go through the motions and suck it up and willing to say, "My bad, I'll fix it."
And they have to trust that you will.
Yeah. I mean, I've made mistakes, and I make mistakes still to this day. Oh, man, I forgot to do that. Because you got so many things going on. But, if you're organized and you write things down and you have a calendar and you got all these great tools, I mean, you should be fine.
Where do you see commercial real estate going this next couple of years?
Up big time.
Really?
Yes.
What about office space?
I don't know, and I don't care. No, I do care because it's sad. I think office is going to come back but I think it's going to be different than what we know what an office is today. I think the whole concept of having individual rooms or an individual office is probably going to be a lot less than what people know. And I think owners, CEOs, CFOs, COOs, those kind of big suit kind of guys that are running these huge companies, they're seeing better performance today from employees than they did 2 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They're seeing better output. If you go down and you know, any day, Monday through Friday, any day, go look at the amount of people that are at restaurants, breakfast places, out and about at Target, Walmart. These parking lots are full. Retail is doing fine because people now have the autonomy where they're not going in their office every day, punching a ticket, or sitting down at their desk and their boss, who's a micromanager, is like, is Ted here? Is Billy here? Is Tiffany here? You know, checking these people. Did they get here at 8? Did they leave at 5? Did they get here at 9, leave at 4? They're not being micromanaged, and they're actually performing better. Business productivity, from what my friends are telling me that work in O&G and all these other industries, they're making as good, if not more money, and their production is better. Their performance is better because they have autonomy now. If you wake up at 6 a.m. and start working and you've worked 2 hours before 8 o'clock, that's 2 hours of work. Now, if I need to go to the grocery, if I need to go run an errand, I don't feel guilty. I can go do that, come back, finish what I need to do, go have lunch with my friends, do what I need to do, have my social circle, have my girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, dog time, whatever it is. And you have all these, it's just better performance. And now, you know, a lot of people are on team red and green, blue and pink, whatever, and you go in 1 week, the next week the other team goes in, and the next, you can't go 1 and 2 because who wants to be on team 2? I don't. I want to be on team number 1. So
right, red and green. Okay, red, I like that.
Yeah, you have to go colors. They can't even say A and B because people, you know, this politically PC stuff is so out of line these days. It's like you can't, you know, anything you say is offensive, you know. Curtis, you're so handsome.
I'm offended by that.
I think you would be. So at the end of the day, it's just like you have all these, you just got to, the performance is better. And I think the performance is better with me, but I've been offensing from home for 15 years.
Right.
So this is nothing new for me. I got rid of my office years and years ago because it was a waste of my time. I spend my time in my car and on my phone, period.
Or in your office at your house.
Yeah, but those are only, now that I have a glorified assistant, she's doing all those things for me. So it's allotted me more time to go get more business and to drive what I want to drive and go look at things and pay attention and try to find developments that I can buy that maybe nobody else has seen because I don't have to be in the office 24 hours a day.
How much do you deviate from your routine?
Never.
How important is routine?
Huge.
Okay, give us an example.
Every day I wake up in the morning, I have my coffee, I walk my dogs, I take a shower, I do the crossword puzzle, whatever, and then I'm off to the races before some people even wake up. I mean, I'm off to the races at 6 a.m. in the morning, and by the time I'm done with all that, I'm at my computer. I mean, sometimes I may pause to walk the dogs and drop out 15, 20 emails, go walk the dogs, come back. I've done more work before 9 o'clock than the average person does probably all day long.
What about working out?
5 days a week.
Yeah. How important is that?
Huge. You have to have a vice. Some people like drinking. Some people like drugs. Some people like running, biking, whatever. I work out. That's my vice. That's what I do. Even right now I'm thinking about, what am I going to do today for my workout? And normally it's already planned by now, but I had to come here. So it's part of my routine. Every day I write down what I want to do, and then I go knock it out. And if I don't do it, I feel like a lesser human being. Of
the people that we know and the people you run into who are not successful, why do you think that they miss the mark?
I don't know, because I really don't think about that. I mean, if I had to guess,
if you could narrow it down to,
I don't think people have a game plan. I think people, I have some family that
I think that's gold.
Yeah,
I think that's gold. Have a game plan.
Yeah, you have to, and you want and find something you like to do. Period.
That's gold.
That's okay. So I was in the restaurant business for 9 years. I loved it when I was in it, and then after about my 8th year in, I look back and I'm like, I haven't seen sunlight ever. in the last 8 years. I've missed family trips. I've missed vacations, times with friends, blah, blah, whatever, because you're in the restaurant 15, 16 hours a day. It's exhausting, and you have no life. I mean, hell, I went through more girlfriends than I did cell phones. I mean, it was crazy. And at the end of the day, I'm like, why am I doing this? Do I like it? Yeah. Do I love it? Not anymore. So I had to get out, and I got out. And here I am today. So I love what I do. I don't think I could do it. In my mind, I don't think I could do anything else. Doctor, not for me. Lawyer, definitely not for me. I can read contracts now. I probably do a better job than a lot of the lawyers can on contracts. But it's just like, go find something you want to do and have a game plan and attack it and don't stop. Put all your energy into it. Everything you have.
Say no to everything else.
Everything else until you get to where you want to be in life, period. I mean, I gave up on dating for several years just to get to where I wanted to get because I didn't want my mind. I wanted to focus on what I wanted. And I knew what I wanted. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to be a developer. I wanted to do all these things. And then you can start adding more and more to your life. I never gave up working out. That was one thing I always kept consistent, whether it was running or lifting or whatever. And I'm not a big guy. I just like to stay in shape. But that is key to me because that keeps my energy level high. And I'm very high energy. I mean, my mind does not stop. I can't sit still. So those are, just stay the course. Don't veer. If somebody says, oh, I'm going to teach you how to build pools now. Well, no, I got to figure out what I got to do now, until you can venture out and add more to your plate.
Exactly.
Don't.
Yeah.
Because you're going to screw up what got you there.
Yeah, and I would say that why pool building became something to add to a repertoire was just because so many of my clients were asking. Yeah. They were like, hey, we don't even know where to go to. We don't know if this guy's a good guy. We don't blah, blah, blah. There's something that clients get, and I mean, people that are watching this that do real estate, trust is so important. And you develop a bond and a respect for people or for each other when you're building a house together, the builder and the client.
Yeah.
You become almost family when you're creating this custom project because or they want to know that you're with them for the duration. If something happened, if, like you were saying, the nail isn't affixed to the 2x4 and that sheetrock bubbles out a little bit, I've got to come back and fix that for the first year.
Yeah. Or if you start having nail pops or all that stuff.
Yeah.
People get, I almost tore my builder's neck off because he didn't seal it correctly in the sheetrock and
oh shoot, man!
All that stuff on the outside. I was pissed.
Yeah, the stuff on the outside of your house. I mean, I really could not believe that some of that happened. And I love your builder. Yeah. Your builder's a great guy.
Yeah, 3 years, and the paint. His contractor screwed him on paint, but here I am fighting this, and you pay all this money to buy a house. 3 years into it, 3 years. There's no reason for 5, 6, 7 years. Different story. You didn't take care of your house. You didn't power wash it. Whatever. You let it to go to crap. But I take care of my things.
Yeah.
So
you learned what paint was. Super paint, emeralds. Yeah.
Mold resistant paint.
Yeah, and now they have a weather resistant paint or low temperature.
Low temperature. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have extra on my house now because I'm not going through that again. But yeah, and it cost a ton of money to fix it.
2021. What is going to be when you look back and it's 2022? How would you say, okay, I nailed it? Like, what has to happen besides marriage and the baby?
I don't think anything else could to top that for sure. You're gonna make me cry, Curtis. That's not cool.
Would you like me to get you
a tissue,
please?
No.
All right.
Okay. No, I think I'm having more fun than I've ever had, and I'm a little older and I'm a little late to the party, but good things come to those who wait, and it's been a blessing. This is like the coolest thing ever. I got more energy to put into this than I do work right now because this is amazing. And
yeah.
this is like, And not only that, but it's making life a lot easier for me, knowing I have somebody on my team, knowing I have a child on the way, knowing I have a beautiful woman who believes in me, who cares about me, who's got my back, who is just all about Greg Slusky, and vice versa. This is not a one-way street. I'm not a pig. And I've waited a long time for this, and now I have it, and it's actually, it's weird because now I have more time on my hands. I have more free time now because I'm not out. I'm not running around town. I'm not trying to find my next girlfriend. I'm not trying to, I don't have to worry about it anymore. You know, if I want to go do something, I can go do it. I have somebody to go with. If she doesn't want to go, I can go by myself. I can go with my friends, whatever. Nothing's changed. It just becomes easier. And I have somebody to confide in. And now I'm going to have a little shorty, a girl. I'm screwed. God is playing tricks on me.
Girl dad.
Oh, girl dad, totally. My life is now pink.
Hashtag.
I went from nice, cool colors to pink.
Well, you can do a little sky blue. You can, yeah. I mean, girls are okay with that.
You forgot my soon-to-be wife, her favorite color is pink. Let me just tell you, my future is pink and bright. Actually, I might have to take the wrap off my boat and rock the pink on the front just for the girls.
Are you going to sell the boat?
I don't know. I got a guy that wants to buy it. I don't know yet.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. But if I do, I need one. So if anybody has a boat, let me know.
Well,
I'm in the market.
Why would you get rid of yours?
I don't know. Because it's pink.
Who cares?
Not me.
You got a wrap on it.
I know. Not me. Should have put a wrap on it a long time ago. Ha ha ha. Boom. There you go. You toss it out there. I had to finish the deal.
All right. If you were going to leave someone something besides game plan, never say no. Or no is an excuse.
No is an excuse.
Yeah.
You can say no, but there's an excuse.
Discipline.
Yeah.
What's your parting gift to everyone?
I would just say whatever you want to do in real estate and you're getting into it, or if you're here now and you're in a rut and you can't get more deals, more clients, more listings, whatever the case may be, go back to day one. Go back to where you started. Go back to what got you into
this is
thing.
So good.
Stay the course. Go back and ask yourself, all right, when I got into this business and I had all this energy and this hunger and all this stuff,
what was I doing?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Or what was I doing? Or who was I with?
This is so good.
Or who was I hanging with? Or what? Anything. Was I going to real estate functions and just drinking and not talking about it? Or was I going there and handing out cards and getting my name out there and getting in the community and, knocking door to door, whatever it is? I mean, bro, I went door to door in Alvin, Texas. Door to door. When I say door to door, I didn't go to people's residence because I don't do residential. I was going to people's businesses and saying, oh, you're in Manville? Why don't you come to Alvin? It's way cooler, which apples to apples, oranges or whatever. But I was like, hey, we have a shopping center. You have a nail salon here. Let's open another one there. And I'd pass out information, flyers, brochures, business cards, door to door. I was pounding pavement. It was the most god-awful thing ever. But it also got my name out there. And I got my first client because of it, that Chinese guy.
I think it's with anything, door to door is it's the missing component today.
Well, think about back in the day, yeah.
I mean, we did not have the ability to skip trace and to do all that stuff, so you had to be door to door. I think
we didn't have the internet.
So many people miss out on the no's, the rejection. Yeah. The rejection builds you.
Think about when you and I were kids.
God,
what used to come to your house?
Oh, what is the Cutco knives?
What else? Milkman. They delivered milk. You didn't have to go. They didn't have to go to the grocery store. They brought your front door.
Now, the water delivery guy.
Well, that's still been going on today.
Yeah.
The Oric guy, the vacuum cleaner guy, door-to-door salesman.
The Rainbow vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Rainbow vacuum
cleaners.
Think about
that's how they all got started in the business, and those guys were killing it back in the day.
Yeah. The Encyclopedia
Britannica.
Door-to-door Encyclopedia Britannica.
All that stuff. So people missed out because we didn't have internet.
Right.
Phones were just coming out. Think about that.
Yeah, Google was Encyclopedia Britannica.
No, it was. We didn't even.
When you wanted to find something out, you had to go and find.
No, you had to go to the library and get on the fish, the fish tape or whatever it was called. Fish. Like scan these little things around. Where the hell am I getting this information? Yeah, you had to go work for your information. Now you can just go to your phone and say, "Okay, Google," and boom, here you are. Or "Hey Siri." We didn't have that stuff. You had nothing like that. Now we have ways to file things, ways to store things, ways to do everything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's also helped us in our businesses.
Right.
Because you can almost, where did you learn that? On Google.
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube University has taught me a lot. So for everybody that's watched this episode, I appreciate it. Congratulations to G. Slusky.
And Curtis for being successful as well. If you want a home built, he's your guy.
Thank you. I was just mainly saying.
I just won't let him build mine.
I was mainly just saying congratulations for getting married and having a baby.
Yay!
Yes, and
I'm going to be a baby
and for being my friend.
There you go.
Your check's in the mail.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Your dividend payment.
My dividends.
Your monthly stipend.
Our relationship actually runs on thank yous, so it's okay.
That was the best birthday present ever.
Hilarious.
That was the best.
And always be fun. Have fun. Have fun with your friends. Have fun with your clients. Don't be so uptight. Relax, because at the end of the day, life is going to work out.
Okay, I'm gonna add one caveat to that since we're ending. Kendra and I have a rule, and the rule is that we have to have some event planned once a quarter.
Really?
Because it gives you something to look forward to for 3 months.
I like it.
Right? So we went to in January.
Playa.
We went to Playa, got engaged.
Yeah.
And then life has just kind of gotten in the way. And we've realized, because we went through last month where it seemed like nothing was going right.
Yeah.
If we were two-stepping, we were stepping on each other's toes the whole time. And since we've started focusing on where the next trip is and finishing the swimming pool, everything seems to be like there's more excitement. There's something that we're looking forward to.
Absolutely.
Right? Because then we know that in September, I bought her for our first Christmas together. I bought her tickets to Maroon 5.
I thought you were going to say the Nutcracker because she's cracking those nuts.
Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Maroon 5. But Maroon 5 was canceled for the pandemic.
It was.
So now it's coming back for September. So we've kind of got like something going on.
Nice.
So now I got to get this.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, and I've seen that airfare is getting ready to go crazy. So I think we're going to go to Cabo San Lucas because I've been to Playa twice. I need to go check out another part of
I know a very good
Mexico.
restaurant in Cabo.
Harry's.
No.
Harry's in Cabo. That's one of my favorite places, man.
Right.
You're never going to tell me different about Harry's.
You know the world's smallest bar is in Cabo.
Cabo Wabo?
No, the world's smallest bar.
What is it?
It's on the main drag downtown across from the pier. Literally like half
All right,
a block.
we'll talk about this after the podcast.
Yes.
All right, everyone, thank you. You've watched, I think this is
Nailed it.
episode 17 with Greg Slusky.